Welcome to the Nifty Chicks, and welcome to this week's episode of the Nifty News. In this episode, we'll talk about how winemakers will be utilizing NFTs to connect with winos. That's not a technical term, by the way. How an ex-Opensea employee was arrested for insider trading, yikes, and how one mystery NFT project has skyrocketed to 37 million, and the steps Spotify is making to move into Web3. Let's do this. Welcome to the Nifty Chicks. Hi, Minty Cell. How are you?
Good. How are you, Jen FT?
I am doing great. No complaints here.
Awesome. So there's some crazy things happening in the crypto and NFT space this week.
That's right. The first article I'm excited about.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here so we can see what we're talking about. Wine coming to the blockchain.
Woo! Love it.
One of my favorite things.
Same. I can get behind this for sure.
Yeah. So let's see. It looks like a former Amazon executive is launching a new NFT fine wine platform called Wine Chain.
That's right. The Wine Chain is set to launch by the end of 2022 and aims to build new connections between top wine estates and consumers, if founders have said in the latest example of technological innovation in this sector. So this is pretty cool. I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, I actually can't believe that it's taken so long for wine to kind of enter the space, but it totally makes sense to me.
Well, and I think this goes along with a lot of things we've been talking about recently, and that is like bringing luxury into the NFT space. And there's so many different ways to do it. I mean, I definitely think that wine needs to be part of this. And for me, I think that part of like the being able to confirm where the wine is sourced from is super important in the wine industry. And so this, I think, is one of those things that if you can prove, where the grapes come from and what year they were grown and, where they've been stored and in what barrel and all that, all the details that wine lovers want to know about, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's it says, for those of you who cannot see the screen, the goal is to build a dynamic and interactive relations between prestigious estates and demanding consumers with a passion for wine. And it's basically wineries are going to be able to choose which wines they sell via the marketplace while forging direct links with collectors in the community. And consumers will be able to access rare wines with guarantees of authenticity, which you just mentioned, and bottles will be stored at a dedicated wine chain facility until being shipped. Collectors will be able to sell certain wine NFTs if they wish to. So, yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a combination between sourcing and access for people. When I go to buy a bottle of wine, of course, I'm not in the stage of buying hundreds of dollars worth of wine of one bottle or thousands, right. A bottle that's worth thousands of dollars. I'm not a wine collector by any means, but yeah. I need to go down to the store and pick out whatever they have. If I had access to an NFT, which then sourced specific wines that I specifically had of interest, and they held on to it in a safe, temperature controlled environment until I was ready to have that wine or enjoy that wine. I mean, right. That's such a cool concept. I love that.
Well, and I can't help but think about how they could easily bring this into the event space, where it's if you hold a certain NFT that then you get access to a wine tasting at an amazing location somewhere around the world. You get to meet the winemakers, you get to have an amazing experience. That 100% speaks to me and what.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I like. So I'm excited to see what happens with this. I think it'll be great. So let's move on to there's some interesting things happening in the NFT space this week, and this is one of them. So a former OpenSea employee has been arrested and charged with NFT insider trading. Who would have thought, right?
Oh, yes. So not poor. Nate Chastain, the former head of product at New York-based OpenSea, allegedly bought NFTs soon before the company planned to feature them on its homepage. So insider trading, for anyone that doesn't know, it's essentially trading either NFTs or, more often than not, securities based off of information, non-public information. So technically, all of us should only be investing and trading securities based on information that is available to the public. If you are exposed to information that's not available to the public, the last thing you can do is then trade on that information. So obviously, Nate had a little birdie or some insider track that
this is going to go live in a week, and here you go. Go ahead and buy this up.
Exactly. Because anything on the OpenSea homepage is going to be most noticed and get probably more traction than others that are not on the homepage. So he used that to his advantage and scooped up some NFTs before they landed on the homepage.
Yeah, looks like he got 45 NFTs. It doesn't say, at least I'm not seeing it yet, what NFTs he actually bought up. But
I don't think they specify, but yikes. Come on, he should know that. I think most of us should know that. But for anybody that doesn't, that is something you cannot do. You cannot use inside information
and
then profit from it. So no bueno.
Yeah. All right. So it's funny that we found this article because I was seeing these goblins on Twitter profiles and such, and I was like, what are these ugly things? Again, of course, it's one of those things that I think is ugly, and of course, it's worth millions of dollars.
Yes,
I swear that's the story of my life.
I know. You know what? It happens, but this is absolutely crazy to me. So, this Goblin Town, the project is called Goblin Town. Is a $37 million NFT collection that no one can explain. And so what I was reading behind this, because I saw them too, and I was like, ew, those are ugly. How are they? How are they so successful? Listen to this. There is no roadmap, no team identified behind this thing. This thing is like not. It's almost like a joke. It's almost like a Dogecoin type joke where there's no roadmap, no plan, no utility, no nothing with this project, and it is skyrocketed. So this is like pure FOMOing right here. Like, people are seeing this thing bump up and they're like, wait a minute, I want to buy in. I want to get on this, only to realize that it's like not even a thing.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what is going on here. However, I do think it's funny they made a reference to Gary P. Sauce, a reference to NFT influencer Gary V. And then, so I have to watch this. Like, we have to click on this.
It's pretty funny, actually.
What?
They literally were making these goblin noises for 3 hours.
Okay, people seriously have too much time on their hands. That's all I have to say. Oh my God. Come on, people. Come
I know.
on.
I know. It is bizarre.
Okay, so it has gone in 12 days since launch. This NFT has gone from 0 to 11,500 or 6 ETH.
Yeah.
Rare ones can go for as much as triple that amount.
Yeah.
Look at these things. Yeah. Look at them. If you are just or if you're listening to the podcast, you have to either go on the YouTube and watch this, or go Google the article about Goblin Town and look at how ugly these things are. I cannot believe that people are paying 6 ETH for this when you could have a beautiful, lovely you lady or a woman tribe or anything else. It's
I don't get it. We talk about what things we look for in a project. this literally doesn't check off a single thing.
No.
Like the art's not cute.
No.
There is no roadmap. There is no docs team. You don't know who's behind the project. There is no utility. Like, I just don't get it. But
So I'm reading here. It looks like maybe it's because there's celebrity influencers behind it. I don't know. They're saying that there were rumors that it was backed by King of the Hill creator Mike Judge, or that Bored Ape Yacht Club was behind it. So, I mean, who knows if that's true? Obviously, those are just rumors, but I don't know.
I don't understand.
Who knows? Okay, well, let's move on. So I found this one. I actually found this from my friends over at Fame Lady Squad because, you know, I'm always following their tweets. But I think it was Bored Becky posted this, that there's a new NFT marketplace called My NFT that has just secured $7 million in funding to make NFTs accessible to all. And part of what they're doing at My NFT is allowing people to purchase NFTs in US dollars, fiat money. So I don't know if I feel like this is good or bad. What are your thoughts around it, NFT?
I think it's good because buying Ethereum, or when to buy Ethereum, or when to buy Solana, or when to buy all these cryptocurrencies that you need to buy NFTs is a hurdle. And it requires a learning curve. Like, when to buy. Do you buy high? Do you buy low? Are you buying at the peak? Like, and that is like a component that this process will take out. So I think it's a great thing. I think I like to see the move into using fiat money to purchase, fiat meaning, you know, US dollars, to purchase NFTs, because it's just one less thing that people have to worry about. It's one less component that people have to
Well,
go
I
through.
will say this. The one thing that I definitely like about it is that it saves you on gas fees, at least. So those transactions, you don't have to worry about gas, which I just bought something the other day. And of course, it was one of those I was a little afraid that if I didn't do it, the gas fees were a little high. I was like, but if I don't do it, is it going to sell out? And I was minting something. So I knew I had just a limited time frame to do it. And so I just said, screw it. I'm going to pay the gas, you know, even though it was a little bit more than I would have liked. In this world, you have to, you know, decide, is it worth it to pay the gas, or do I miss out? And I decided it was worth it to pay the gas. So that is one thing that I definitely can appreciate about this.
Yeah. So I think anything to make it easier for Web 2, the typical person to get into NFTs, I think the better. So I think this is a move in the right direction.
Yeah. And this one I had to include because I'm a huge music fan and concerts and all that. And Spotify is attempting to enter the NFT space as an effort to improve artist and fan experiences. And I am a huge fan of this. In fact, I was just talking to a friend about NFTs, and he's very new to he really doesn't know anything. And he was like, wait, is there a way for musicians to get involved in this? And I was telling him all these different things that I think can and will happen eventually. And I think Spotify entering the space is great for the space and for musicians and fans alike. I think it's huge for, you know, the future of music and concerts and venues, and you know what we can do for like fan clubs and VIP experiences and all that.
Yeah,
so I'm
totally
excited.
Great. You know, I was actually at the tennis courts here in Palmas del Mar, and a friend had a little speaker box going with music, and I was like, this is a weird channel. And he was like, oh, it's my Pandora channel. I was like, Pandora? People still listen to Pandora? I was like,
My mom still
man,
has Pandora. I'm always like, why aren't you on Spotify? I don't understand.
I know. So I couldn't believe that Pandora was still a thing, but it is still a thing. So for all you Pandora fans, you hold strong, okay? Hold strong. But if you're looking to move into the NFT world, Spotify is going to be the way to go, at least for the time being. And yeah, I agree.
I think this could be really cool for them. I mean, think about it. If you hold an NFT, maybe it unlocks special access or like behind the scenes of like making the album, or it's even unlocks special music that is not released on the mainstream album. I think I think this could be really cool. It could unlock like online or in-person concerts. Like there's so many things that they can do with NFTs and experiences for everyone.
Yeah, 100%. And one of the things that I would like to see, which I can't quite capture here in this article, whether that's going to happen, but there's a lot of background work that goes into paying artists for their music. I don't know. I can have no judgment on whether it's fair or not fair. Like if Taylor Swift, I know there's a whole controversy with Taylor Swift, but like if I don't know if she's getting compensated for all of her listens on Spotify. I don't know how that works. Right. So I'm not one to speak to that, but I do hope that through NFTs, just like NFTs, give back to the artists every time it changes hands. I do hope that the artists are able to benefit through some sort of like royalties every time it switches hands or anytime music is played,
and hopefully the artists are able to also specify, because I know like one of the things we've talked about with artists, nothing to do with Spotify, but just in general, artists that are selling their music, they can write into their smart contracts like the writer of this song gets X amount and the drummer of this this particular song gets X amount, and I want to give a percentage to my mom because I'm the founder of the band and she, helped me through music school or whatever it is, like you're able to specify what each particular person within a song, an album, every part of it gets. And I think that's really cool versus like, here you go, here's all the money that you made from this album, and then you have to divvy it up. I think it's nice.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm excited to see how this evolves. There's so much, I feel like so many layers on the music industry that this could go, like concert tickets. And you already listed off a whole bunch of like kind of utility benefits that could come with music NFTs. So I'm really excited to see, how it evolves, and specifically Spotify to take ownership to say like, hey, there's clearly a future here of NFTs. Like, let's go ahead and like figure this out. Let's jump on the bandwagon with that, because I think it is the future, and I think it's going to be cool to watch how it all evolves.
Yeah, I agree. And so that actually concludes the news for us today. I just want to remind everybody to be sure to follow us on the socials. You can find us everywhere at the Nifty Chicks. That is the Nifty NIFTY Chicks CHICKS. We are on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Go follow us on your favorite social media platforms.
That's right. And as always, thank you so much for listening to the Nifty Chicks. Always remember, invest in yourself. You are worth it. Please listen carefully to the following disclaimer. Neither the host nor the guests of the Nifty Chicks podcast are acting in the capacity of financial advisors. We wish to remain transparent and impartial to the NFT community at all times, and therefore, the content provided by the Nifty Chicks hosts and guests are intended for general information purposes only. Nothing written or discussed by the Nifty Chicks hosts and guests should be construed or relied upon as investment, financial, legal, regulatory, accounting, tax, or similar advice. Nothing should be interpreted as a solicitation to invest in any cryptocurrency or NFT, and nothing herein should be construed as a recommendation to engage in any investment strategy or transaction. Please be advised that it is in your own best interest to consult with investment, legal, tax, or similar professionals regarding any specific situation and any prospective transaction decisions. You must do your own research when considering investing in cryptocurrencies or NFTs. We are simply sharing our journey with you as we learn more about the world of NFTs. Happy minting.